one of these. Oh, but hey, want to see this?
What is it? Oh, yeah, show him that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Tell him about the healthy of the snake.
Yeah, so like with snakes, they shed their skin, right? Because, yeah, and so if a snake is healthy and the humidity is right, then it comes off all in one piece. But if the humidity is wrong, then like that's when it comes off in flakes and stuff. But because she's always been healthy, then yeah. And so then I just measure the skin to see how long she is, because she's not going to stay still perfectly straight long enough for me to measure her. But yeah, so there's that. Okay. And then, let me grab, yeah, so I always feed her with chopsticks. But that's because if you do it with your fingers, then she smells a mouse and she sees heat, and so she might bite you off of accident. She's never done that to me, but I've always been careful. So I use this, and so anytime she sees this, she immediately associates it with food, because this is the only thing I use to feed her. So that also means that she knows that unless there's this, it's not going to be food. So that's another reason why she won't bite me, because I only feed her with these. But yeah, okay, so I have like mice, and they're just in these little packets, and they are itty bitty tiny. Let's see.
You buy the mice in the store?
Yeah, I can buy mice in the store, yeah. They're just like, there you go.
Wow, it's a frozen mouse.
I know, see? It's so small. And like completely hard.
Oh, cool.
They're so tiny.
Look, its nose is twitching. Its nose is twitching.
I know, see? Well, like, you know, once you defrost it, maybe it's going to come out of hibernation.
That's right.
Is she still hiding there? Nope, she's actually underneath her cave. But yeah, so I've got this. Because it's frozen, the fastest way to defrost it is to just run it over really, like, underneath really hot water, and then, like, in 2 minutes it becomes warm, like, thawed all the way through. Just turn on hot water, and then, yeah, it becomes a squishy mouse. But yeah, and then once it's warmed up, it does smell like mouse, which is how she recognizes it.
Does she take a while to eat it, or does she just eat it?
Like, do you mean does it take her a while to swallow, or does it take her a while to, like, catch it?
Catch it.
So, it used to, but at this point, she's really fast at it. So I usually, like, I'll take the chopsticks, and I'll dangle it around to kind of immitate her having to chase it. And at first, it used to take her a while, and then the last time I fed her, like, I was gonna be all sneaky and tease her, and then she just grabbed it. I could tease her though, so let's see if she's fast this time, or if I can actually, like, make it look cool first.
How often do you feed it?
Once a week.
Once a week? Oh,
yeah.
That's not...
Yeah, you can feed them anywhere from, like...
Very low maintenance.
Yeah. From, like, once every 5 days to sometimes they eat once every 2 weeks, depending on the type of snake, and also how old they are. So she's a baby snake, so I could feed her anywhere between, like, once every 5 days or once every week, but it's much easier to keep track of once every week, because I just say, okay, every Wednesday. And so, yeah, and it works out for her. She's happy with that, and then...
How big can she get?
So she's capable of getting anywhere between 3 to 5 feet as a full-grown adult. She's not even a year old yet. I think she's maybe 7 or 8 months now. So she's still really young. That's why she's so small. But she's grown a lot in the, like, 4 months since I've had her. She used to be way smaller. But yeah, she's going to keep on growing. So I'm excited for that. She could be, like, that thick. Right now she's, like, as thick as a finger. But yep. Mouse is defrosting and my fingers are burning.
And how do you tell when it's defrosted? When it's soft?
Squishy.
Yeah, when it's like squishy all the way through, then it's, yeah. Because if it's still frozen in the middle, then that's bad. But yeah. So with the mice, so yeah, there's like different sizes of mice. So this is a fuzzy mouse. That's what the size of it is called. The pinky mice are the smallest, and those are like newborn mice. So they're really tiny. And then fuzzy mice, and then I think it goes to hoppers next.
How much does it cost for the mouse, though?
I think it's like
$1?
Yeah, I think it's like $1 or something. Yeah, so
Cool.
it might be like $1.50. It's less than $2 per each, but yeah.
For a frozen mouse.
For a frozen mouse, yep. But yeah, so the
Snakes
place
are the
where I
only
get
things that eat mice. That's why, right? Other things eat.
No,
Really?
there's other things that eat mice too, I think. You know, there's other reptiles that eat things like this.
What's the name of this mouse?
Yeah, so this is a fuzzy mouse because it's one size bigger than the pinky mice. So with snakes, so the food you feed them is based off of the biggest part of their body. You want it to be about the same in diameter as that. If it's bigger than like 1.5 times the biggest part of their body, then it could get stuck and they could die. So when people are like, oh no, it can swallow a human, like it has to be a really big snake to actually be able to swallow. So that's why it's like the anacondas, like the really big ones that can swallow alligators and things like that. Normal snakes, even normal pythons, even big pythons, don't get that big. Ooh, it's like it's almost, yeah, it might be done now. It's great. But yeah, so if you look at her neck is really thin, but the biggest part of her body diameter is this big. So when you stick it in her mouth, then like her neck just goes, it stretches out to fit it, and it looks kind of weird, but yeah. Yep, so it's defrosted now, so let's go back to my room. Alright, okay, let's see. Alright. Let's see. So there's a few things I've kind of just done a lot since I've had her, which is like I'll like tap it with the chopsticks, which I never do with any other thing unless I'm going to feed her. So then, yeah, see, she immediately registers. She immediately pokes her head out because she knows that's the sign I do when there's food. So that's why I never do that at any other time unless it's because there's food coming. All right, so let's see.
Well.
Yeah. And so she can leap. And so that's why I kind of have to keep it a little bit further away.
It looks like she doesn't obey gravity when she's doing the...
Yeah, she can go really high. I'm also a little scared to hover over her water dish, because the last time I did that, she jumped, grabbed it, and dragged it under her water dish, and decided to swallow it underwater, and that scared me a little bit. Because I didn't know she was going to be... I mean, she was perfectly fine, but still like, oh no. But yeah, they like to soak in water. She's trying to figure out how she can get up high enough to reach it.
She can literally just extend her body because that's how she can extend it.
Well, it depends on her body strength, right? Because she has to be holding up that much of her body to...
Oh, you poked her you poked it at her lips and she's like, I want to get it. No. It's weird because it's falling out of its cage. Sorry, Nias. It looks like its flesh just opens up and tears.
Usually when she eats it, she's more on the ground, but let's see.
Let's see if she
Let's
can
see
do
if
it.
she can do it.
She's trying.
She's trying.
It looks
Yeah,
like
don't know.
it looks like her flesh is like opening up even more in her jaw area. She's like, why are all these people
See if
staring
she
at
can do
me?
it.
I think she's focusing on
Yeah.
swallowing.
I'm sorry. Can I watch the video after, guys?
Oh, you can see. Come here, come close.
Yeah, come on, listen, come on that side. Come on. You're right, she attacks it immediately.
Yeah. If I had been any closer, then she would have just snapped it up immediately. But yeah, so usually when she's on the ground, she can do it a bit faster because she isn't having to keep it suspended. But
Does that mean we should move her and knock
this
her?
does make it easier to see. No, if you touch her, then she'll get stressed out.
And she'll try to bite your hand.
Or she'll drop it in the...
Yeah, you don't like to be touched when you're eating, right?
Yeah, especially because when she's stuck like that, she's kind of helpless.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cute, to be honest. How it looks like you're just sucking on its head.
And the mouse is like,
It's like, I'm
Maybe
gonna
you're just kissing.
yeah.
You can see its arms and legs just...
It's distorted.
That's what happens when you kiss boys.
Yeah, that's right.
You get if you kiss a boy, you get
Big mouth.
Yeah.
Right?
Cat.
Can I get the hands in?
I'm curious. It looks like your snake is like increasing its jawline where it can open its mouth.
is.
And
Because the neck was so perfectly skinny, and now it's like.
Yeah, and then once it gets past her neck, then her neck is also.
You can just see her fat. It's sort of like a fat clump. Yeah, the body.
Actually, it's much easier to see when she's hanging out like this. So that was actually very, very convenient.
Yeah, you did it.
Because usually, like, she'll hide when she eats it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Wait, do the baby have bones in them?
Yes, they do have bones.
Does she poop out the bones?
Kind of. So it takes like days, sometimes like a week for them to digest it, right?
Oh, that's why.
How's
That's
it
why.
gonna
you
get
never-
that? Wait, how's it gonna get that arm in?
It's gonna bend.
Yeah.
Look.
It's gonna bend and it's just gonna pop in there.
So you've seen this many times.
Oh yeah.
It looks kind of like a fish from the side. Like if you,
Yeah, if you look at her neck.
it kind of looks like a fish. It looks like a fish.
Isn't that crazy?
You've never seen this yet?
Oh no, I've seen her feed it a few times
Yeah,
before.
I think you've seen it once or twice.
I haven't seen it from this angle. I saw it hiding over there before she added some of the plants.
Yeah. She likes to hide underneath the plants and
Wow,
she
the
likes to
neck
curl up on
is
top.
all.
I know.
Holy
It looks
cow.
like it's fat. It's like it's got a chubby neck, and then it's skinny, and then it's like stomachy area. I guess where I guess it is. Kind of looks like about the same, maybe a bit smaller than the neck. Again with the fish.
And like scrunches up her body in order, like the muscles to push it.
Holy cow! The neck is like a that's like a lizard.
Which is why if the mouse is like significantly
It's
bigger,
finishing it.
Like if you ignore like the bit where
if
it
the
goes
mouse is
all-
bigger than the biggest part of their body, it's not gonna fit.
Well, if you see like if you cut off where the end of the mouse is about, then it kind of looks like a sea urchin or like some
I
kind
wonder
of
what
eel.
it tastes like to this thing.
I don't know.
It looks
It
kind of
it must be tasty, right?
It kind of looks
tastes
like an
chicken.
eel, right? It kind of looks like an eel if you cut off a bit of.
Yeah, but then see, so like
That's-
once
yeah,
it
sorry,
goes through
look
the
like-
neck, then all of a sudden it'll start looking back to its normal size because it won't be stretched out anymore.
I've got a piece of tongue coming out. I've got a piece of tail coming out of my mouth. It's just like I'm just gonna suck on this and move it around. It's like the people with
The
toothpicks.
mouse is really in there.
I know.
Like the people with toothpicks, how they stick it out. Now on this person just swallowed the toothpick tail.
Did it?
It looks so weird going through the body. Is it gonna go back in its cage?
Oh, then the neck goes all back to proportion.
I know.
And there it is. The mouse is inside.
It'd be really uncomfortable if that mouse was actually alive right now and like a living baby mouse.
And
Just
then
trying
you
to
side
push
to
it
side to
back,
push
I
it in.
know.
Yeah, it goes side to
Yeah.
side. Look how it pushes it
Stretch out the
in.
muscles.
Yeah, look
It
how it pushes.
looks like it kind of looks like a fish when it's all flat like that.
Yeah, to work at digestion. That's
It kind of looks like a fish or a sea urchin when it's all flat.
Trying to squish it far enough down into her stomach that it's no longer by her neck.
This has been a documentary about snakes by Kimmy, Papa,
that.
Uncle David, and Sam. Thank you for watching. Ha ha ha. Looks like it's going back in its cage.
Mouse is right there.
I know. That's
And
why
then
also,
when it
like,
gets
the
into
snakes,
when it gets
you
into
can,
about
you
that
can tell when they've eaten because they have like this lump of.
But if you,
Yeah,
when it
still-
gets to about that point, you won't
There
be
you
able
go.
to see it that well, I think.
Right there. Yeah. I can see the skinny part where the lump is.
It looks so weird and cool.
She's working it down. Look at that digest. Can you imagine moving your neck like that?
Squiggles like a ribbon.
Digest.
Oh, imagine digesting
Oh, she
some-
might just try to crawl out because she might just be like, "Oh, I'm free," and I'll have to go pick her up. But
It-
maybe
it's like
she'll go back.
insanely it's like trying to swallow a noodle without biting into like clumping it together, having to swallow the entire long thing.
But she loves exploring, and so she might
yeah.
just decide to be social.
Hi, snake. It licked me once and it licked my armpit.
Oh,
It
cool.
went into my sleeve, it licked my armpit a lot, and then all the way down to my belly button-ish, and went next to my pants, and then Kimmy went and grabbed it out.
Oh, cool, cool. That sounds like a story right there.